I lead the learning support provision across the Growth Company, and we've got many different sites. So one of the things that I do and my team do is meet learners with additional needs with education healthcare plans, look at what their needs are and how we can support them within our education provision. So one of the things that's really important to us is working with everyone in a really person-centred way. So we work with learners with education healthcare plans. So one of the things that we will do is look at that plan, look at exactly what support that learner needs, look at their strengths, look at areas of development and look at how best we can support that learner. The learners with special educational needs are SEND learners. The majority of them do have education healthcare plans, but not all. So it's really important for us to know exactly what that learner needs and how well they're progressing. So for any learners with SEND needs, we complete a progress review every 4 weeks rather than every 6 weeks. So that looks at how the learner is developing within their learning, how they're progressing towards the learning aims. But we also look at what support's being put in place at that time. Do we need to change it? Do we need to put something else in place? And we also look at safeguarding, because it's really important for our learners to know how to safeguard themselves, and actually, if they need to make a disclosure, how we can put in how we can provide support really to safeguard them as well. So I'm also the Deputy DSL, and the DSL for the company is my manager, which is Helen Stevenson Miller, and it's really important that we safeguard all our learners. It's paramount really that we safeguard our learners and our staff. So what we do is we have a number of designated safeguarding officers, and it's really important for them to know about how to safeguard our learners and what to do if they need any support. So for instance, we have Eleanor Cardoza, who's at the Skills Centre. She's based there all week. So if a learner has got a concern or a staff has noticed anything, they can go straight to Eleanor, report that, and at that point we look at what we need to do. So it might be liaising with different services to put the right support in, or it might be about signposting somebody to maybe mental health services. And what we do as well is we look at what training we can offer our staff to ensure that actually they're able to respond appropriately to those disclosures. So some of the things that we're looking at the minute is we have mental health first aiders within the organisation. So they support our staff, but actually they can support our learners too, which is really, really important. We've seen an increase in regards to kind of like suicide ideation. So it's really important again that we can give our staff the information and support, so that if a learner is having those thoughts, that actually we can try and put some support in place for that learner, so actually they get the support right there and then and realise that actually we can safeguard them. Safeguarding is about keeping people safe. So when we've been here at the Skills Centre, a learner presented as homeless, and he also had an education healthcare plan, so he was more vulnerable because he had autism. And he came in with his bags that day, he couldn't go home. So what Eleanor did was she assessed his situation there and then. We looked at liaising with our stakeholders and partners around actually what provisions were available locally, and we were able to find a hostel for him. So actually we drove him down to the hostel, we got him some food as well, and then we liaised with social care as well. So actually from that moment he then did have temporary accommodation, and then the social workers then looked at getting him accommodation for a longer period of time, and actually that learner's continued to come here to learn and has progressed and achieved his qualifications, which is really good. Something that we're really passionate about at the Growth Company is that you may have an additional learning need, you may have an education healthcare plan, you may have a disability, but actually with the right support we feel that you can achieve. So we would really want learners to disclose any additional needs so we can put in that support, and sometimes it's just about making some reasonable adjustments, and we can also liaise with employers and access to work, so it doesn't just stop at education, we can support you right the way through.